Hi everyone! In this week's experiment, we're going to make our own DIY bath bombs using some cornstarch, some citric acid, some baking soda, and apple cider vinegar. And it's optional, but you can add some food coloring and essential oils to make it look and smell really nice. These are great gifts for the holidays, which are coming right up. So first, we're going to take our citric acid and we're going to need about a full cup. It may be a little bit hard to scoop out, but it doesn't have to be exact. And then we're going to take our baking soda. And it's also going to be about a cup of this. So those are our two main ingredients. And now we're going to add the cornstarch, which we only need a half cup of. Might be a little bit hard to get out all at once. So next we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients in a big bowl like this. Okay, we're back now that I've gotten rid of some of the bigger bags over there. So next we're going to put our vinegar into our bottle. So carefully we can pour this. We only need about that much because we don't want it to be really, really dense. And we're just going to twist our little top on. It's really important that it's a spray bottle because it'll disperse the vinegar evenly across the surface. So now to start mixing, I'm going to put on my gloves. Okay, we're back everyone. Now I have some gloves on and I poured a little bit of that apple cider vinegar into our spray bottle. So when I'm mixing this, I want to be really careful that some parts of it is going to get in the air, as you can see right now. And to prevent breathing that in, you can choose to wear a mask if you feel safer that way. But you just want to make sure that this is all combined evenly and that there are no big lumps like this. So it should fall smoothly out of your hand. You can sort of wave away the dust. But then you can choose your essential oil of choice. This is optional, but when you put the finished product into the water, it'll make it smell really, really nice. So there's a few choices here, but I think I'm going to do the lavender oil. And you can just put probably 8 to 15 drops in there, depending on how much scent you want. Then again, we're just going to mix it evenly. I think I'm going to add a few more drops just for a bit more scent. Okay, now that that's all mixed in, we can add in our food coloring. Now, before I do this, actually, I'm going to put a bit of this mixture, I'm just going to use one of my scoops, into a separate bowl to create a different color. You're going to need to move about half of this into the other bowl. And we're going to start adding our color. Now I'm going to add some purple and some pink as my two colors. For the purple bit, I'm going to do it in the big bowl. As you add any sort of liquid in, you can see that it's bubbling. This is because the food coloring is a liquid that is going to react. Now, at first, it may seem like you didn't put any color in at all, but once we get into the next step, you can see the color develop more. So I'm just going to do 2 more drops. And that should be good. Now let's move on to our pink. We can set this aside and switch out our bowls. For the pink food coloring, I'm going to use the other end of my popsicle stick, just so that it doesn't contaminate with the purple. I'm going to do, I think I did about 5 drops there. You can do more or less depending on what color you want, or you could leave it white and have it be like snow. Again, you can't really see it right now, but the color will show up really good later. We're just going to twist those back on. After we finish this activity, you might have to clean up your surface area a little bit. But going back to our big bowl, I'm going to take this and do a few spritzes. Let that smell diffuse a little bit. And then kind of mix it in place. Remember how you couldn't tell the purple color before? You can see it develop more and more as the solution gets wetter. You can also see that it's starting to clump up, which is good because that tells us that it's almost time for us to start assembling these 2 colors. But first we have to get it to a state where it clumps, but is not completely wet like a paste. Now you can see that, excuse me, there's that little, you can see it hold its shape. Like that. That's how you tell that this part is ready. And then we're going to start mixing the pink. Again, with the vinegar solution, a few spritzes and start mixing. With the pink, you can really tell that the color has spread out a lot after there's more liquid in this. we're just going to add a few more. You can see that it hasn't quite clumped up yet. Depending on how many spritzes you do each time, it will take a while before you get to the right consistency. I'm just gonna do a tiny bit more. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean up this area a little bit and I'll see you in a second. Okay, we're back again and I have all these mixtures mixed well as our bath bomb templates set up. So you can either use molds like this. They come in all different sizes. Or you can use a ice cube mold like this one. I'm going to use these today, and for our two colors, you can scoop a little bit in and pat it down like this. It should be in a circular shape, and you're going to get a bit of that second color and pat it down in as well. I'm going to set this right in our bowl here, and we can start with our other color now. It's okay right now if the colors get a little bit mixed up, because the goal is to have two colors that are mixed evenly. So now we're going to take our two molds and we're going to pour some of this mixture on top like this until they're both like tremendously full. And quickly we're going to smash them together and pull them together like this. Now, if you're using molds like this, you're going to want to pop out the bath bomb right now. Like so. And lay it on another surface. If you're using a different kind of mold like this, you're going to want to wait until it's completely dry to pop out the bath bomb. So now we're just going to repeat that process and we're going to come back later. Now that our bath bombs are all made, we can scoot them forward. As a reminder, when making your bath bombs, they may not fit into your mold the first time or come out right, so it takes a few tries to get the hang of it. So now I have a bowl of warm water just to test it out. Normally you could give it to your parents as a gift or even your grandparents, but you can use these while in the shower or taking a bath or any sort of spa activity. So now I have a plate of already done bath bombs. We're gonna need these to dry for about 12 hours. These are already dry, so I'm going to take one and I'm going to drop it in. And you can see the reaction that it is supposed to create. So you can kind of move this around. And I did different colors for this batch, but you could, the color that you put the food coloring in is what is going to make the water, as you can see. But you can already see that it has gotten quite a little bit smaller since when I first put it in. And you can watch it disperse. So while that is happening, we should talk about why this experiment happens. The citric acid and the baking soda form carbon dioxide when it reacts with water, making all these bubbles appear. These bubbles contain air, which is the carbon dioxide that is created. The cornstarch is added as a filler so that the reaction won't happen too quick and there will still be a bath bomb left. If it was just baking soda and citric acid, then this reaction would happen so much more quickly and the bath bomb would melt in about less than 30 seconds. So that is how this reaction occurs, but there are many things you can do with these bath bombs. I have one here all wrapped that you could even give to your parents for a holiday or just a occasion. So I hope you have fun doing this experiment. There's a few questions at the bottom of the worksheet and I'll see you next week. Bye!